Morning and welcome once again to our thought for the day. I want to read you a verse this morning. You've probably heard me read it many times, and definitely I've mentioned it many times. And it's from the book of Joshua, chapter 1, and it's verse 5 I'd like to read you today. And it says this: these are wonderful words for you as you face the day that lays before you. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. What a promise God gives each one of us there. I will not fail thee, and I will not forsake thee. It's God's word, and God's word cannot fail. Not a man able to stand before you this day. Isn't that incredible? As I was with Moses. You see, he's the same God of Moses, and the God of Moses is your God and mine today. He hasn't changed. He's the very same wonder-working Jesus. I get a bit carried away when I speak about Jesus. I must concentrate my thoughts, and so my little title this morning is simply this: He cannot fail and he cannot forsake. You see, fear is a fact of life. Fear is a fact of our living, and we've seen that more over these last months than perhaps we've ever imagined that we would. People are fearful to go out through the door. People are fearful to touch anything. People are fearful just in case they might get infected by this terrible virus that has hit our land. I want to tell you something, and I've said it before, there is something far worse than this virus that is at our land. There's the virus of sin. And the virus of sin can not only kill for time, but for eternity. But you know, put this virus aside, and still in everyday living, there is great fear. There is hardly a day that will go by when we are not made aware of some terrible atrocity that are taking place in our world. We don't have to go to other lands even, but we can go into our own cities and our own towns where we live. Terrible things are happening daily. We turn on our TV, we hear of wars, and yet there is a war that goes on each day, and that war is Satan himself trying to get hold of your soul. A war that goes on each day, and we know that God will give us the victory. Verse 5 says, I will be with thee, I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. We who love the Lord find ourselves in what the Bible describes as spiritual warfare. And the enemy threatens mass destruction. But can I tell you something, friends? God guarantees mass deliverance. Isn't that wonderful? The enemy threatens, and it is only a threat, mass destruction. But God guarantees a divine deliverance and life to those who follow him. You see, our confidence is in the fact that he says, I will be with thee. Just 5 little words, and yet our confidence must grab hold of those words. I will be with thee. And if God be with us, who dare to be against us? I love that hymn. If God be with us, who can be against us? I love it. Who dare be against us if God is with us? You see, all our enemies, however fierce they may seem, however fierce they may sound, are just like those lions that were with Daniel when he was thrown into the den of lions. Those lions could do Daniel no harm. Oh, they were hungry. We know that. Naturally speaking, they could have ripped Daniel apart. We know that because when the Daniel came up and was taken out, and those that threw Daniel in were thrown in, we know that they crushed their very bones. But they could do Daniel no harm, and our enemies that are in the world that would threaten us so much with their words will have their mouth closed also, just like those lions. You see, he's not only with us, but he is within us. And he cannot fail us. And he will never forsake us. Isn't that marvelous? He cannot fail and he will not forsake. God cannot fail and he will not forsake us. We're a privileged people to have such a friend. He is the friend who sticks closer than a brother. He is the friend who is closer than the very mention of his name. And because he cannot fail, Our faith in him cannot fail also. And victory is certain, and victory is guaranteed. He cannot fail or forsake. Let us not fail him. Let us not forsake him. But let us trust him each and every day. Go into the day, this day, and prove him. Prove his presence and his power. God bless you. I look forward to speaking with you the same time, the same place, tomorrow morning.